According to the United Nations, global warming is not just the most important issue of our day, this is also a critical phase in human history. Sea levels are rising, which might lead to catastrophic flooding throughout the world, and weather patterns are shifting, which could endanger food production. To prevent a future in which important ecosystems and the global climate suffer severe harm, countries must take strong measures. But what about people? What could we do to contribute and rescue the planet? You can take a number of daily actions to reduce your carbon footprint and greenhouse gas emissions, which will have a negative influence on the environment. Environmental protection is not only our duty, it is also our responsibility. These are top 10 things you can do right away to help rescue the Earth. Number 1. Be watchful of cars. Avoid driving at least 2 days a week if you can. You'll average a yearly reduction in greenhouse gas emissions of 721 kilos. It's simpler than you might imagine. You can combine your activities and make one trip to the dog channel, grocery store, and school, as well as discussing teleworking with your boss. It's advantageous for you and your business. However, being car conscious also involves routine auto maintenance. By maintaining the appropriate tire pressure, you can increase your gas mileage by 0.6 to 3%. If your automobile fails an emission test, perform the necessary repairs. Number 2. Use less water. The smallest details can have a significant impact. You're doing nice things every time you stop the water while brushing your teeth. Have a dripping faucet? As much as 90 gallons of water may be leaking down your drain each day. Fix it, then. Easy and inexpensive. Likewise, quit consuming bottled water. Use filtered tap water instead. You'll spend far less money and contribute significantly to the reduction of plastic trash. Number 3. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Just by throwing that Coke bottle in the recycling bin, you can contribute to the reduction of pollution. It genuinely does change things. Paper as well. According to the University of Southern Indiana, an average American home discards 13,000 different pieces of paper every year, the majority of which is junk mail and packaging. To avoid using throwaway plates, spoons, glass, cups, and napkins, you can also bring reusable bags with you when you go grocery shopping. To remove your name from mailing lists for companies send you junk mail, contact them. Remember to recycle your personal papers as well. Everything matters in some way. Number 4. Take public transit, a bike, or a walk. The obvious strategy to prevent greenhouse gases are to walk and bike. Additionally, you'll burn some calories and get some nice cardio. If you are living in a place where you can't walk, try to use the local public transportation system as much as you can. Otherwise, consider carpooling. One extra car off on the road can make a difference. Number 5. Use LEDs instead. CFLs are excellent compact fluorescent light bulbs. Even CFLs have problems. They can live up to 10 times as long as incandescent bulbs and use at least 2/3 less energy. Because they contain mercury, they are challenging to dispose of. They are extremely energy efficient because they only emit light in a relatively small band of wavelengths. If you haven't already, start switching out your old light bulbs for LED bulbs right away. Number 6. Live energy-wise. Improve the energy efficiency of your home and save money. Between 25 and 30% of home heat gain and loss is attributable to your home's windows. Replace them if they're outdated and ineffective. House has sufficient insulation as well. The effectiveness of insulation is determined by its thermal resistance, or R value. More higher the R value, the better the insulation. The type of HVAC system, the temperature, and the location where the insulation is being added will all affect how much insulation your home needs. Number 7. Consider trying composting. Americans produced 265.3 million metric tons of rubbish in 2018. Of that, just 23 million metric tons were composted. Despite being recycled and burned for energy, 32 million metric tons of it ended up in landfills. Think about how much more you could divert to your compost if you could. It would lessen the quantity of solid garbage you generate and the amount that ultimately ends up in your neighborhood landfill. Additionally, compost is a fantastic natural fertilizer. Number 8. Eat food that is sustainable. Today, up to 25% of greenhouse gas emissions are caused by industrial food production. Now tell me, how do you eat sustainably? Buying food from producers who try to leave as minimal of an impact on the land and the natural resources. But you can still make a difference by supporting local farmers as often as you can. Consuming fewer red meats and processed meals and more whole grain, vegetables, fruits, and nuts has the same effect. Your own fruit and veggie gardens can be grown. Number 9. Stop using plastics. The figures are shocking. 5,000 billion single-use plastic bags are used annually and 1 million plastic water bottles are purchased globally every minute. People addicted to plastic, but only around 9% of it is recycled. Our oceans already contain a startling 75 to 199 million metric tons of plastic. Cut the cycle off. Don't buy bottled water anymore. Avoid using plastic grocery bags and switch to cloth ones. Use paper straws only. Instead of using a plastic cup, use a reusable one. Number 10. Plant a tree. The majority of nations are not cutting carbon emissions, and greenhouse gas emissions are still rising. However, there's also a natural process of halting climate change, sow a tree. Carbon out from air is naturally absorbed by plants. 5 kilos of CO2 can be absorbed per young tree. Each and every year. And even it is a tiny baby tree. Its carbon storing capacity is at its peak after the tree reaches roughly 10 years of age. Then, each year, it can take in 21 kilograms of CO2. Additionally, trees filter out all other types of airborne debris, such as sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and tiny particles. Bottom line. Since Earth is currently the only fully livable planet that provides fresh water, food, and oxygen to countless of species, including humans, it is crucial to save it. Our Earth can be saved in a variety of ways, such as by conserving water, using less oil and embracing green energy, cutting back on trash and single-use plastics, and planting more trees. Thank you for watching. If you find this video valuable, please consider to subscribe us. See you on next video.